But we don't need that leader charge yet because he heals himself here. We'll go for this. We're down 6. This should be a good play. This dagger's out there, and boom, there is that offering to the sea dagger that you see. And now we're up by 17. Do that win on even here, and if he does have anything, we can always go for the Bride of the Sea into it again, and that should pretty much secure it. He's going to go Glusty Warp here. This is exactly what we wanted to force out. At this point, I'm okay losing the round. There's the Glusty Warp. He counted wrong. Wait, he counted wrong. This is a draw. We're going to pass. This is a draw, and we're up a card on a draw. I'll take that. We're holding Gedonyth. Oh yeah, we're passing here. Today we're playing the Glusty Rain deck. Now, I always liked this deck. It's gotten worse because the meta has more and more countered it, and it's gotten some nerfs. We'll talk about the nerfs quickly here. Vakusha lost a gained a provision and lost a power. That was a while ago. Coral gained a provision, and more recently we have the double hits on both tier 6 skirmishers. So those aren't 2 provisions you lose. This one really hurt because it made me cut the Freya's Blessings from the deck, and that's how you replay the Messengers of the Sea. But I found that Glusty Cultist is just too valuable to really remove, and it became pretty difficult to find provisions. You can remove Giga Scorpion Decoction for the Freya's Blessings, so you can like remove Decoction and then remove the little half-roos or the Hermits, your choice. And you can even remove Scald. I know some Skell decks run no Scald and just rely on the Coral and the Burna Brand discards for the discard package. I like having the Scalds, but you can remove the Decoction if you think you have enough control otherwise, and you can go with that. But as far as the playstyle goes, what you want to do, it's generally pretty obvious. You go from big Glusty, make her big, replay her twice, and that's your game plan. However, that game plan kind of countered nowadays. Heatwave is everywhere. She'll always get answered. People stopped just saving Heatwave for Gedonyth and such. Now they know you Heatwave the Glusty. And you also have to watch out for Vigo's Muzzle. Vigo's Muzzle is incredibly popular, so you don't want to use your Glusty orders to drop your Glusty under 6 because they'll get stolen, and you really don't want that. Because she has Veil and they can keep using her. So you gotta watch out for those cards. And the other thing is, decks that rely heavily on a bronze engine, a very specific one, in our case, Messenger of the Sea, get answered pretty commonly nowadays. Even if you play like a Firesworn deck, I'm talking about, the Fall Knights always die. So they can answer that, and that might be a little bit annoying. But overall, the deck's still good. If the opponent can't stop what you're doing, it becomes a problem for them. And since we're relying on Messengers of the Sea, I decided to go with the Dagger. And since we're running Dagger, I have Offering as well, just because Dagger Offering is a very, very strong combo, and it's just a lot of fun to use. You can remove these. You can have this be a Heatwave instead of Dagger for more control, and then you remove Offering and you fit the Freya's Blessings in the lower provision slots, which is very strong. And you can put a Purify in there too if you want, or a Lock or something. But yeah, that's the deck, and it should be pretty good. I expect it won't do quite as well as it used to, but we still have some very powerful engines. Dagger and Messenger can get an absurd amount of points, and anyone who can't remove Glusty will suffer from that. So hopefully we get to see that in some of the games today. Alright, our first game, once we get into it here, will be against... Oh, Arachas Swarm. Okay, this is interesting. If this is true Arachas Swarm, the Rain will do pretty well at removing the little guys, which is really good. However, the much more common thing to do nowadays, it seems, is do no unit Arachas Swarm, which will be worse for us because it plays a lot of control. But in any case, we'll go for our regular strategy here. We want to keep the discard fodder and as many discard cards as possible. And ideally, we want to draw into Glusty to play her early. We actually have a really strong hand here. This is actually an incredible hand. We're just missing Coral. Burn a double discard into Skirmisher, and the Morkvar will be very good. We have the stratagem. We have double Glusty Cultist, which we'll open with, so we can play them, and then we'll go with the Messenger of the Sea. If he spawns guys, we can start removing little drones. We'll see what he does here. This is a good opening hand for sure, though. We have Gedonyth if we need it. We have the Glusty to open with. Looking very good. Guys, if you want to support the channel here, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, let me know. I always throw this in here when people take forever to do their turns. This guy was taking a while, so yeah, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. But here we go. We're going to go for this play we said about earlier, which everyone saw coming. the double discard off of the Burna. There's a chance to high roll, by the way, if you go with the stratagem first and then draw into Coral off of it. That would have been a slightly better chance. Okay, it doesn't matter here. We did get our Coral. But yeah, ideally, you go with the stratagem first, and then you have the, what is it, like 5% chance to high roll into drawing Coral, and then you play Coral before Burna. Could have done that. Could have done that, but I was more concerned with getting the tempo out here from the double Burna discard. Because if you draw into Coral and play Coral, Coral plays for 10, this plays for 15. I want a bigger tempo swing here, because I really just want him to pass on 6. Or I want him to pass on, yeah, when we were 7 to 6. I want him to pass then. So I don't want to set too much engines up here, I think. Oh, he's playing, yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's the no unit version here, which is why we want to potentially change our strategy. If he's just going to be not spawning a lot, this makes it a little more difficult. Let's see here. We go with the Cultist Rain. We'll go here, so we get the boost, and then we'll play the Melusine. It gives us the same value overall, and this way there's no Insectoid for him to hit the organic card, I forget its name on, that spawns more guys. Because we get 2 points of value if we hit the ranged row, right? For 2 turns, but melee we kill off his drone, which I don't want him spawning more Insectoids off of. And then we get the boost from Melusine Cultist, so overall we probably just lose 1 point. Oh, he's 100% trying to Vigos muzzle us right now. He's trying to Vigos muzzle, there's no other reason to do that. So we get boost to 7 with the Melusine Cultist because we have Rain opposite. Let's just play another one, and then we'll play the other one, and then we'll go to 7 because the Cultist will boost, and we'll just have to keep her out of Vigos muzzle range. There's no other reason why he would hit it with Parasite. Okay, so here's the thing. He's going to muzzle it, and muzzling it's really bad because I want to replay it. Potentially we can kill her, though, and then she'll be in our graveyard and we can bring her back. We can kill her because we can use her order, then play Offering. It's not a great offering to the sea. It's not good offering to sea value. But we do make it so that our Melusine dies to the offering and he can't Vigos muzzle her. Like, there's a chance he has a squirrel, but I know he has a Vigos muzzle. Let's go for it. We're going to kill her here. It feels bad, but we can't let her get Vigos muzzled here. We're still up by 16, so I'm not too concerned that the actual offering to sea was bad for tempo. Oh, he has a Xavier. Come on, man. We just dodged Vigos muzzle, and it's going to get Xaviered. We're going to play Coral and probably Messenger this round. I think we'll go with the Messenger here. She'll go to 6, and then we'll boost to 7 with this Cultist so that the Vigos muzzle can't steal her, because we know he still has that Vigos muzzle. The problem here is we can't kill off the Xavier until we get the Bloodthirst 2 for our Gutting Slash. He's going to banish the cards we want to keep now. Like, we're going to lose Offering, so we can't bring her back with Bride. And that's one of our best plays against a Swarm deck like him. This is really not going well. Lost our Melusine. We're going to lose our Offering, which is the big card to answer the Swarm deck. However, I'm not really concerned about that here because I think it's no unit Swarm. So, although it would be nice to have that, he's going to consume all the drones anyway. He's just going to make 5 drones. Yeah, he's just going to make 5 drones to consume with Gurnikora here. We removed the Xavier here because we do actually want some cards in our discard pile here. And then if he keeps going, I think we pass here. We pass unless we're forced to play Coral. If he goes for the leader charges and Gurnikora, did I say Gurnikora? I meant Glusty Warp. If he goes for leader charges and Glusty Warp for the consume and he gets ahead, then we'll play Coral and we'll have to, like, hopefully we draw into not a gold card. He's going to go for it. Did he count right here? Yeah, he did. He's consumed our guy. So he's going for an even push. We go Coral and we just discard whatever we get. Discarding Messenger feels bad, but we got to discard something. And we will use a leader charge here, which will give us... This will secure the round, I think. Well, it'll secure us not losing on even. And he used 3 of his leader charges already. Sometimes they have a renew Glusty Warp. We do have to watch out for that. But see, and there's the Vigos muzzle I told you they had. We can pass her and we'll stay ahead. So we'll do that. But yeah, 100%. There's the Vigos muzzle we told you we had. We do have Messenger in our graveyard. So our Fukusha is still pretty good. Our Syndergriff is Right's not as great because we lost Coral. We can't revive her either. But we do get out of here without losing on even. And he used three of his leader charges. And it's probably just a no unit round 3 deck. But we should be... It's honestly not great so far. There's that. Yeah, it's not great. Our Melusine's gone. Man, I thought I was being really smart by dodging that Vigo's muzzle. And then he had the Xavier anyway. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. What we're going to do here, by the way, is we're just going to try and save Gedenieth for round 3 and play every other card in our hand. Ooh, this is looking really good here. If he just passes, that'd be really good for us. Because 7-card round 3 with Gedenieth, I feel pretty good about. He hasn't Heat Waved yet, though, so we'll probably lose it to Heat Wave. Or if we do lose it to Heat Wave in a medium-ish length round, we still have the tempo of the one guy. Okay, there's a Noon Wraith. Alright, we don't have to try and get a card advantage here. Sometimes you might see people just try and get the card advantage. We'll draw here. Ooh, Dagger's pretty good. The thing is we only have gold cards here, and for our Bride, he banished our offering, which means we have no alchemies in our graveyard, which makes her pretty suspect. Honestly, we might go Fukusha if he goes for 2 units in the same row. Go Fukusha on Messenger to secure this round, and then play Dagger. Might not be bad. He's used all of his leader charges now, though. Ownermancy into Griffin, so he's setting up Mamuna. Otherwise, he wouldn't bother with that Ownermancy. He wants to set up the Mamuna. He is on different rows, unfortunately. We can't bring back Coral because he took it. Bride has nothing to bring back. Honestly, this isn't looking awesome. We might have to lose Gedenieth. I don't really want to lose Gedenieth here. So our short round's kind of non-existent. So that's not great. Usually we want to rely on that Melusine revive for round 3. But we don't have that, so Gedenieth's really our card, which means we'll just pretty much play whatever we can and just keep that Gedenieth if at all possible. It's our most important card left, basically. So we'll see if he passes here. We did use our last leader charge and Fukusha, so he might want to. If he does play something, we should get some good value from the Messenger and the Dagger, so we should be okay. Oh, Manicore Venom, that's interesting. This will be the Dagger turn here. And we'll get quite a few points here. We might have to play Bride for 4, but that's not too bad, because his last card, we kind of know it's going to be his. I think it's Mamuna, so I don't think he's going to play it. And we'll pass here. This is kind of this is one of the negatives, though, of not having the Freya's Blessing, and why it's kind of annoying I had to cut it for the Tier Stack Skirmisher nerf. Because you really want another Alchemy card for Bride to see to be able to revive. So I really would like to put that in here. But I wanted to run the Offering, because I haven't done the Offering Dagger combo in a long time. This is a really nice deck, by the way, where the only cards I want are in there. That's not exactly true. We have 2 Druids. I want 2 Druids, but we can't risk redrawing, I don't think. As we can't revive Coral, because we don't have Coral. If we can't revive Coral, if we draw the Skirmisher, it's too bad, so I think we have to keep this hand. We'll go Gedenieth here. He's probably going to Heat Wave it. We do have a card advantage. But this is going to be the Mamuna opener almost certainly, unless he's going to Heat Wave us right away. And so he throws down the Werewolf. That's neither the... what was I saying? There's neither the Mamuna or the Heat Wave. But as long as there's no Heat Wave, this Gedenieth should give us the value we need from this round. And we can go Bride onto this Crow's Eye Rhizome. So I'm not too concerned. There's the movement. So yeah, this is just a no-unit deck, it looks like. And we've exhausted his Glusty Warp. I don't think he can do a Renew Glusty Warp for value here. Let's just use Decoction. The reason we're going to go Decoction here is just because he might not have another card for us to hit with it. And I want the option to click the order on our little half-brew and then go for the Bride and bring back the Decoction. We're probably not going to. Yeah, okay, we win this game. Okay, it was an interesting start, but we still end up winning this one. GG. That was an interesting game for sure. Second game then. Looks like we have Ursine, Ritual, Self-Wound. This is bad. This is a bad matchup. We have two really bad matchups with this deck. One is Assimilate and one is this. And the reason why this is so bad is because a lot of their cards rely on getting damaged for value. And we damage them for them, and all of our damage is going to be negated. The rain damage is going to be negated from Drakars and Touristic Warriors and stuff like that. And he has his own Melusine, which we can't remove while he might have a Heat Wave. So this is a really rough matchup. Very difficult. But we'll do our best. If we drew Coral in our opening hand, this would have been much better. Much better. We just have Burna. I think we're just going to start how we always do. And when I say start how we always do, I mean throw down Geddoneth as our first card. Because we need this round 1 win. If we don't get this round 1 win, there's no way we're going to keep up in a round where he's in control of what's going on with the Drakars and stuff. So we need this win, and so we're going to use our best, biggest version card here to try and get it. Sometimes round control is more important than the value of your cards. That's what's going on here. Because if he's in control of the rounds, whenever he chooses to play Sigvald, we will lose. And that's going to be a problem. That is a lot of engine values, guys. He's got the Knickers coming out, too. We want Melusine to get pretty big here. We also want engine value from our Messenger of the Sea. But I think Melusine's a little more important. He's going to probably play his own Melusine as well. As long as we can keep ahead while still having that threat of finishing the Geddoneth, we should be okay. So we can finish it with the Bride of the Sea pretty easily. She'll replay Crow's Eye, Rhinestone again. That's what, 10 points. And then we get the 6 points and 2 boosts, so 18-point play when we do that. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So we have that big swing if we need it. But I think first we're going to go for our Messenger. He's going to go for his own Bride and play that again. Or not again. That's what he discarded from the stratagem. He's up 10. Let's go Melusine here. Messenger should be good. We don't necessarily need to win on even. We just need to win. And I think he knows that, so he might keep playing here. Because obviously he doesn't want us to win he doesn't want us to win this round at all. If he wins the round, he pretty much secures this game for him. Because he'll be in control of when he plays his cards that heal from damage, and when he uses his Sigvald and all that stuff. And we can't let that happen. And he knows if he gets that to happen, he'll win. So I think he's going to keep playing. Even though this would be the ideal turn for him to pass. He's thinking about it pretty hard right now. I don't blame him. He's going to open with a Covenant. He's going to do a Covenant. So I guess his own Melusine might come down now. I think this is the turn we go Bride. And we'll replay that Crow's Eye Rhizome. Because that was his turn to pass. Now we're going to go for big tempo plays and big plays here. And then we'll just get more engine value. We'll throw down the... well, we already have the Messenger thrown down. She'll get a lot of points. And we'll see how he handles this. We're up 10. We'll use Melusine's Order next. We do have Burna for a 10-point play as well. Discard the 1 Skirmisher. Drawing, you want to know what you discard with Burna. Like, we want to know we have 2 bronzes to discard, but I'm pretty sure we'll draw into a second one. I'm a little riskier with the Burna draws than some of the other cards in the game. Skellege draws in general, actually. And he's going to pass here. So we win on even. If he was going to pass, he should have passed last turn. He lost Covenant of Steel now. And it would have been on even. But we do get that win on that round. So actually, although this is a really bad matchup, we have a good shot. We just need to force out the Sigvald and Fukusha and all that good stuff this round. Keep in mind, we did use Geddoneth to get here. So, obviously not without commitment. Okay, there's a double discard for Burna. Really nice tempo play to open the round with. And then potentially we draw into something good, like our dagger. The thing about Self-Wound is a lot of the time they don't play too much control. Like if we look at the graveyard here, we see basically no control cards. So they don't always play a ton of control, other than stuff to hit with Nut the Callus. So you don't always see too much damage from them. Maybe a couple gutting slashes. And a heat wave, maybe. But we're not playing Morkvarg. We're discarding Morkvarg with Burna. I don't remember when that video was. There was a video recently where I played the Skirmisher out of my hand instead of discarding it. We're not doing that again. We're not doing it again. Okay, so here we go. The double discard. We did draw our Coral now. Would have been nice to draw her earlier before we did Burna, but I'll take it. Certainly a good card to have. Blessing into Drakkar. The Coral's much worse now. We might just Giga Scorpion Decoction that to get rid of it. It's going to give us problems otherwise. It's going to set up engines for him. It's going to eat rain damage, so we're just going to kill it. It's gone. I think that was the best choice here. There's the Sigvald. That's good. We want that gone. I do want to discard with Coral, I think, but she's also a fairly high-value card for round 3, but I think the discard to get a better hand is more valuable. Alright, that was a sick top deck. Not gonna lie. That was pretty awesome. I'm sure Nut Callus is coming out here, by the way. That's what he's gonna do. Oh, that's gonna go for that. Okay. We can kill that with a leader charge and the gutting slash. I think it's worth it. We don't want him getting engines set up here. As long as he doesn't have engines set up, we should be good. Right? Because he's going to get value from Sigvald no matter what. He's going to get value from Sigvald, but he hasn't played Melusine, so there's not a great restore target if he's playing the restore version. There's Directory of Vol, lock Coral. We have no more discards, so it's fine. And then we can just go with our messenger since he used his lock. This is actually going really well right now. We might 2-0 this guy. I don't get ahead of ourselves or anything. He does have Sigvald with leader charges after all. There's Fukusha. We are bleeding so much out of this guy. Alright. So he's going to try and protect Ceres from in the ranged row. So we're going to lose the round eventually. We can't actually 2-0 him because Ceres is going to come out soon. And then once Ceres comes out, she'll be ranged and he'll get a lot of value from that. I'm guessing Not the Callus will come out too. But we forced out what? Fukusha's gone. Sigvald's gone. There's Vildkarl going to be gone too. Oh, tell me we get all the leader charges. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. All the leader charges. He does use that to kill us. Our messenger, and then he got his Ceres out, but this went very well. He must have good cards left then, if that's what he went with here, the Ceres turn. On the Fukusha. Our deck's not great round 3, honestly. I think we might go for the push. Dagger would have been amazing here. Let's go with this rain. I think we go messenger and go all in here. Just because our round 3 is really weak, and I don't think he... not messenger. I said messenger, I meant Melusine. We'll get her boosting a little bit, and this will put something on the other side of her to get bigger. So we haven't used our right yet. And I think this might pose a problem for him. Let's see what he plays. That's just GG. Can't beat the Melusine. Alright, into game 3, and another very difficult matchup. The Assimilate. The reason this is so bad, what's the card's name? I always forget her name. Whatever the card is that plays a scenario, or an artifact from the opponent's deck, I see her in every Assimilate deck now. We're playing a scenario, and it's going to get triggered, fully triggered on us. And then the Invocation Melusine, and you just lose all of your cards, and they just make more of your engines than you ever could. So I'm just up front here, I expect to lose this game, but we're going to try. Do expect to lose this one. There's a Jean Calvi. So, and the other thing is they can take your Fukusha and just spam it on you, right? Artwad can make it, they can coup it. It's just not great. And then it can create it out of your hand. I once had an Assimilate player play 3 sieges on me. That was fantastic. The briberied one, got one with the leader, and then they played it one that I had in my deck with the whatever the neutral card is. That's a 3. It makes the artifact. And he just threw it out at the start of a round. He just threw out that create the siege card, and then he used his leader ability and just yanked it on my hand of 9 cards. You gotta appreciate the skill of Nilfgaard sometimes. Alright, we have a Scald here. Let's just go with him. Birna's double discard. Okay, we did this here. Really, we did the single one first, just in case we drew Coral. I mentioned that in game 1. You do the single discard in case you draw the Coral. In that case, I wanted the bigger tempo from Birna right away. But here, we don't really need to worry about that as much. There's the Emissary, going pretty tall on his guys. I think we Birna. Gutting Slash isn't very useful, neither is Hermit, honestly, but Hermit is a Druid. So we'll keep him and do this discard. Keep it up on tempo. He has played no Blightmakers yet, though, so that is a tempo play he still has left. Let's keep that in mind. I think if he plays that, we might just go for a little slower setup with the Melusine Cultist. I think we don't have a lot of cards we can play here. Maybe we just go for the 6 Hermit. I call it 6 because it's worth 7, but does 1 damage to us. So we have the 1 armor to block it with. It's worth 6 value. Alright, he's up by 5. Maybe we do the... Yeah, let's go for the Hermit here. The Melusine Cultist is just going to get locked by the Collar. So we can't really count on him. And then we have a problem with the Dagger going to get locked or something. And there's the Blightmaker tempo play we talked about. Okay, well, he saved a point there because hit his spying guy, but not amazing. I think we just play the Melusine Cultist. Bride we can't play. Dagger we have nothing to trigger his damage for his ability. Then Messenger we don't have any way to get rain. And Fukusha, well, Fukusha could give us rain, but it doesn't really have a target I want to play from our graveyard. There's the Collar coming in. And I think we have to pass, and this is really bad. As the rounds are going to be in his control. He's going to have all of his gold cards round 2. Oh, there's the coup. Okay. Going for the Echo. We don't have a choice. This is going to be really bad. We might just have to open Geddenyith round 2. Kind of hope he doesn't get out of our hand with the Assimilate leader ability. Because sometimes they go all in round 2 and just start, like, try and yoink a good card at the start of the round. They don't do that very often, but when they do, it's really frustrating if they take your best card. And Melusine's going to get hit with Invocation, so, you know. And most of these decks do run Invocation and Heatwave, which is extra annoying. I've also seen some running Invocation, Heatwave, and Muzzle, just to fill out all the possible annoying cards. Let's see here. Yeah, basically this comes down to if he can create, if he has the scenario, the artifact creator, we lose the game, I think, right here, round 2. If not, we can try and make it a game still. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I think we just lost the game. The only chance we have now is to answer our own Geddenyith and then just kind of hope he doesn't run Heatwave. Because if he Heatwaves this, he's up too much. And then he'll still Invocation our Melusine. By doing this, we do give him a target for the Duchess Informant, which is what he's going to do here. But we can't just, like, hold on to our Geddenyith, because then he'll steal it with his leader ability. And we don't have very many Druids. We'll go here. We'll go Melusine so we can take it quickly. Our really only chance here is if he doesn't have an answer to Melusine and we can get engine value from her. But I find that very, very unlikely. There's Joachim into... Oh! Ursine Ekenwald. That's an interesting card. Not sure why that's in there. Very, very interesting. We have to Fukusha, though. Like, we just don't have the value unless we go for stuff like this. His tempo's too high. And let's go with the Melusine Cultist. Put that here. Play Crow's Eye Rhizome. And then Melusine Order. We want to keep her as small as possible. But we will get the boost from the Cultist. The refresh. And then Messenger C and Dagger just have to carry this. That's what this comes down to. And we also need them out of our hand before he does his leader ability. He's going to coup the Fuchsia, and that's really bad, but you know, it is what it is. Melusine Cultist. That's probably a similar value to if he cooed the Joachim, honestly. So we're down by 35, which is obviously bad. But maybe Messenger from the Sea and Dagger can get us a win here. Maybe. What's in our graveyard? Okay, so we need to use the Crow's Eye Rhizome for this. Let's just go here and boost him. I want him alive. We need that extra point ticking every turn, and we need the value from Melusine's Order. But the thing is, we can't use it right now, because the rain won't get any extra value, right? The rain will just expire, and we're just losing points. And at this point, if we're playing into a bigger invocation, we don't really have a choice. I think we play Dagger next turn, but I don't think it matters. I think he just has too much. And our leader abilities our leader charges don't do anything. They're like 2-point leader charges because the rain won't get value. He's gonna Artois the Bride now too. That's too much Assimilate value. We can't beat that. We do go Dagger though, just you know, because. But yeah, once he goes for the Artois on the Bride, that's an Assimilate tick. Then he gets back the Rhizome of his own or the Marindrome. That's another Assimilate, and it's just too much. And he's going to create his own Bride of the Sea this turn, too. So, this will be a GG. But it'll show pretty much why this deck's really poor into Assimilate. Honestly, all decks are pretty poor into Assimilate. Very annoying. Did I say all decks are poor into Assimilate? In particular, engine-based decks, like ours. He's going to kill Dagger. Smart choice, but it doesn't matter. We have to go Messenger of the Sea here. And then we do... I guess we can use our Melusine charge. We can't use this charge because we need the points. So we can go leader charge instead. That way we don't lose as many points. I think we can win by going down a card with no leader charges, but he hasn't played his Artois yet, has he? So that's not great. We discard here. End our turn. And we go this. We need these 2 points. And then we go with this. And we win the round, but down a card, and his last card's Artois. However, the rest of his deck's just bronzes, and he didn't kill Melusine. So if we draw Syndicate of his right, we have a chance. I guess he's not running Heatwave or Invocation. Okay, that gives us a chance. We just need to draw the Syndicate of his right, and we'll be fine. Maybe. It's our best shot. Can I please have it? We didn't get it. We have 5 cards in deck, and we draw 3, then we draw another one, we still don't get it. Okay, that's GG. But we'll just let him play his Artois or whatever. If we draw right, maybe we have a chance, because Melusine's like a 19 now, I think. Because he played Urchin of Eichenwald off the... or Erlenwald. He played the Urchin off the top of his deck with Joachim, which means he has nothing lower than 7 provisions left in his deck. And if his last card is Artois, like I'm pretty sure it is, that means there's no Heatwave and no Invocation in his deck. However, it's not going to matter because we didn't get our Syndicate of his right. So that's pretty unfortunate. It might not be big enough anyway, honestly. Because Melusine at 19, Artois is going to play for a whole bunch when he does it. I'm just kind of curious what his other card is. I think it's Artois, and I think it's like a second Blightmaker or something. We play the second one. It's going to be like Assassination or whatever. We'll pass here. GG. I mean, not pass. We'll concede here. Game 4. Another Arachas Queen. Another Arachas Swarm deck. Yeah, that last one. You can kind of see why Assimilate's really poor for us in the matchup. And yeah, we just didn't get our Syndicate right. If we did get the right, I think we still lose, but it's a little closer. Let's talk about this game here, though. We again have 2 discard fodders, but no and Burna. So that's really nice. We have the Bonded from Little Halfru, But honestly, we really want engine cards. So like Melusine Cultist, Messenger of the Sea here. Just in case we need them. If he's going for Arachas Swarm with the Swarming, which is very unpopular apparently, then that's really good. If he's going Arachas Swarm with Control. Okay, that's interesting. So he's playing Crones. Not too sure what plays that. We'll go with a little half-brew. See what he goes for. He might... We just have to watch out because it's usually Predatory Dive in these decks. And we don't want to get hit too hard by that. Oh, he just goes for the Parasite. I like the Burna here. Guess there's a couple lower power guys so that the Predatory Dive, if he has, it's not so bad. And it gets us that draw. It's 15-point play too, and that's no joke. There's that Consume for 7. Oh, let's just go for another discard here. Gutting Slash is probably going to be a very low value card in this matchup, so I guess we discard that. And we have a lot of gold cards here, so we could go into round 2 with gold cards. He does have that Sunset Wanderers moving, so we know it's going to be more of a... not a swarmy swarm deck. That was a fantastic description, by the way. The swarmy swarm. Just highest quality content on this channel. Let's play this little Hermit here. Again, we're not concerned with winning on even. We just kind of want to get rid of some of his cards, figure out what he's doing. And then if we win, we win. This matchup, I'm less concerned about winning the round on. Yeah, I think we'll give it to him here. I'm less concerned about winning the round in this matchup just because if he's going for Swarm, our Rain will kind of deal with a lot of it. If he's going for a no-unit deck... Actually, it's just Fukusha. I'm thinking about this, and we don't want to deal with the no-unit deck. Let's go a little half-brew. I was in the middle saying if it's a no-unit deck, and I was like, you know what? If it's a no-unit deck, we really, really want to win this round. So that's what we're doing. We're going to win the round. And we go Dagger next turn. Yeah, we're just going to try and win the round here. There's the 6 damage. Does get a little half-brew. Which means that Dagger now lives at 8 power, which is going to be very good for us. This should get us that win on even. We have Giga Scorpion Decoction for 12 the next turn. There's that Lacerate. The other Arachas Swarm player played that too. Yeah, we got 12 points on this Decoction. We'll do that. And then we can Leader, gives us 4. But we get a heal off of the Hermit Toys. Well, one of them gains a point, and one of the heals is even. One only heals him 1. So if we do a Leader Charge, we go up. But we'll just give him the opportunity to pass here. I meant we didn't need the Leader Charge because of the Hermit heal, by the way. That's what I meant. It's probably second Lacerate. Nope, just going to go for this. Yeah, I meant the second Hermit heal is if he passes, then we pass. But we don't need that Leader Charge yet because he heals himself here. We'll go for this. We're down 6. This should be a good play. This Dagger's out there, and boom, there is that Offering to the Sea Dagger that you see. And now we're up by 17. Do that win on even here, and if he does have anything, we can always go for the Bride of the Sea into it again, and that should pretty much secure it. He's going to go Glusty Warp here. This is exactly what we wanted to force out. At this point, I'm okay losing the round. There's the Glusty Warp. He counted wrong. Wait, he counted wrong. This is a draw. We're going to pass. This is a draw, and we're up a card on a draw. I'll take that. We're holding Gednith. Oh yeah, we're passing here. Power of Dagger once again. He needed that last Leader Charge if he wanted to do this, but I guess he's holding it for Griffin. He does not take the draw. And there is a Spores, so very smart pass by us, if I do say so. Spores for 21. This hand is looking good. Real good. I wish I kept that Scald now, but since we discarded, put the Scald back in, we'll put that Skirmisher back in too. We'll throw a little half-brew out here. So we do go up a card round 3, thanks to his round 1 play not being big enough. And then we'll kind of see what we have here. I think it's no unit, but so there should be a Frightener, probably Frightener, and he might be playing Renew. Glusty Warp, there's always the Renew option because it's 9 provisions. But double Messenger of the Sea is looking real good here. Do want Melusine and Coral though. And Melusine, perfect. Go with our Gedeniath. I'm gonna guess no Heat Wave this time. Okay, he had it. That's strange. Or that's not strange, but that's good. It's not strange. The Heat Wave is really common. But we should go for the Melusine then, and Melusine should be pretty good. There's the Crimson Curse. So pretty common card in these no unit versions. It does play for 17, which is nice. But our Melusine will get us a lot of points. We have double Messenger for crazy engine value. And this is actually sometime our deck should do pretty well. Oh, that's an interesting card. Huh. Actually pretty good for him. But the thing is, if we just play everything into this Crimson Curse row, or Blood Moon row, he can't use Melusine's Order because they'll overwrite the Blood Moon and he'll lose all that value. So that's... Oh, we lost our one card. That's a bit annoying. But... Okay, so does he have Vigo's Muzzle? I sense a Vigo's Muzzle. Yeah, we're not clicking that order. There's a Vigo's Muzzle coming here. Let's go over here then. See if he takes that one. Let's see it. Play the Vigo's Muzzle? Nope, Decree. There's the Griffin. So he can't Mamuna. Because he didn't actually kill that. We'll click this here then. And I guess we go... Let's go right. And we'll bring back Dagger. Just because why not at this point. And we're up at 15. I don't think he has enough. Oh, it's just a Parry and Phantom. Guess we were a little concerned about Vigo's Muzzle for no reason there. Well, this will be a GG. We'll just play Bride. We'll just play Bride and do it on the Giga Scorpion Conjure for a bit of fun. Since he reset our Dagger earlier, he deserves to get boosted again. Dagger deserves this, my friend. You don't reset Dagger without him getting big again, because there we go. Alright, let's get into this game here. This will be the last one. Another difficult matchup. Wow, what is this? This is kind of the issue with the Rain deck, by the way, is that Self-Wound's popular and Assimilate's very, very popular. And they're just kind of the worst two matchups for the deck. So, we did win that one earlier, though, but we got to go second. To go second here as well. Alright, we'll try for it. We'll try for it. Decoction's kind of a card we really need round one then. We're going to win these games, because we have to be able to remove stuff. And if we don't remove the Drakar slash Warrior slash, or Veteran slash Swallow Priest combos, we kind of get in trouble. Because the problem here is that our engines are messengers from the sea, and I need to do damage with the rain, and Armored Drakar and several of the cards like this, they kind of block that damage, and you don't get the points you need from Messenger. Bit annoying, bit problematic, but we will work with it. We will work with it. Try and do our best, as we always do. There's the Hermit. Good thing it wasn't a Priest. If it was a Priest, this would be much worse. Discard for no discard fodder. What was it then? Marindrome for Bride, in case he has it. Makes sense. This is a card you can put in this deck, by the way. If you want to put another card in for Bride. I would prefer Freya's Blessing, but if you need Bride round 1, Marindrome's not a bad option. We just don't have the armored cards to really take advantage of it like he does. Okay, something's going on here. Something's going on. got the Fisher King. Well, we need to push this round then. So we go here, we go here, and hopefully this messenger sticks. And there's Sigvald, which is a card we're glad is gone, but the revived one is still a problem. I don't think we can win the round into a Sigvald here, though. We're going to try. We'll go Coral and do a discard here on Morkvarg for tempo. Of course we hit that. Let's go here, pass the turn. We did draw a second messenger, so maybe maybe just messenger carries the round. Yeah, there's that. It's a big play on Sigvald. We'll click this and go second messenger, I think. Again, if we don't win on even, that's okay. We just really want to win the round. Next turn we play Dagger. And then if we need Dagger, then we'd Leader, potentially. And hopefully that gets him out. Oh, he's going to go for this. Yeah. We can't beat this. If he goes for the reset in particular, we don't have a shot. He did not go for the reset, but Knickers came out. 16 with 10 damage available. Let's play Dagger. Maybe he doesn't kill Dagger with Sigvald and we can go for an offering. That's our biggest shot here. Let's see. It all depends how greedy he is with the Sigvald. The offering is not great though, because we get, what, 4 damage total? And then one of those gets a boost back from him. One of them's on Sigvald, so it's not actually damage. We get 3 damage. He's going to pass. I mean, we do actually win the round here. If we go with offering, we do 1, 2, 3 damage. And then that puts Dagger to 9. So that's worth 6 points. And then we get a bleeding on Sigvald, because he has bleeding, he goes down 1. But if we damage the Hermit does it. I think we have the Leader charge here. You know, we're fine, because we only need those 4 points. Because we get the 1 bleeding from Sigvald. It's just that if we go with the offering, I think he gets... I'd rather keep offering. There's that 2 points. So we do win. Not uneven, though. But we do have Gedenieth, so there's a chance for round 2 to be really good. We just have to draw Druids. Like, we can do this thing round 2 again, where we just throw down the... Okay, that's good. Good. We got a Druid there. Offering's really just not great in this matchup, unfortunately. I don't need the Druid. Losing Cultist is better. We just need better Druids. Like, Bride is really what we want here. Yeah, we basically only have Druids in our deck, so Burna should draw us them. Like, don't feel bad putting that Hermit back, because we have Burna to do a double draw, and we also have the right, Singerf's right, to bring back Coral. So we have 3 draws and a lot of Druids in our deck, so we should be okay. Okay, there is the Defender. Really, we just want to force out his second Sigvald if possible. We'll do this. See what he does here. Oh, come on, man. Really? There goes our Fukusha. I actually have not seen that yet, is Ehorax in these decks, but it does make sense. Because you don't play very many high provision cards. Outside of Fukusha, your highest provision card is Melusine in these rain decks. Or not rain decks, in these self-wound decks. So I can see it, but you basically replace the Royal Decree slot I use for that. But we'll bring this Coral back before we get into Burna's draws, and let's see if we can't get some value. That was the only card I didn't want you to hit, but it's alright, Coral, I don't blame you. We have the double draw coming up. There's the Vild Carl. Let's see here. We really have to get out his... We know he's holding Fukusha, because if he did... He would not play Ehorax without holding Fukusha, and he's not playing a Skellege deck without Fukusha, especially in Self-Wound. We're up by 22, but he does have Ceres still, and that's annoying. Offering's not a great card for us, so that's not great either. He's trying to maximize his value now. That's a good leader charge use from him. Get 1 point per turn is what he's trying. I think we go Bride here and fully trigger the scenario. And then that's our tempo, and we try and use that tempo to force out... We'll boost this up, by the way. We'll use that tempo and try and force out his... Fuchsia. Basically our plan. There's that transform. We're up by 30, but with Ceres, it's going to be close. Okay, we got rid of his Fuchsia. That's good. There's Newt the Callus. Note the Callus, however you say it. And he's got the combo of, he's going to use double leader charge on Nut here, and then Ceres is going to come out, and that's full combo for self-wound other than Sigvald. So, our just issue is if he has a leader, he's going to bring back Fuchsia, or he's going to bring back Melusine, and we can't bring back a Melusine. That's the problem. So we pass here. 21. Let's see what he has. If he is Renew, it's a 1 card. Like, Renew just gets him the win in the round. This is why Renew is a good card. For 5 provisions, you can win something really big like this. Really high upside to it. And we never got our Melusine. So that's kind of the problem here. There's a +3 on that overall. I guess he doesn't have Renew. If he had Renew, he should have done that on Melusine. Because that's worth 6 more points. I guess it's worth the same. No, it's worth more. Should be worth more on Melusine. That's not going to matter, but... He's going to revive Melusine, and as soon as that happens, I think it's GG, because we never got our own Melusine. So we don't have a short round. There she is now, but now it's too late. Yeah, our deck's just not gonna... We don't have a way to discard that. So yeah, if he has a revive for Melusine, he did use his Fuchsia, so he might not. But if he has Right, we're dead as soon as he does it. And that's really bad too. Let's see, what do we want to do about that? Because he's going to play Swallowed Priest, and then we have to decoction that. And then our Rain isn't great. We'll just do this and try and maximize our points. Putting Rain on the skulls is not really my favorite idea. So we decoction that, I think. If we Rain the Skull Row now... Do we do this? We take 4. He's going to do it anyway. Or he's going to activate them anyway with the, this guy. I guess we do. Let's go here. Let him do it. We have a... Okay. I was going to say we have a high chance that one of the Rains hits the Priest, and then we can hit it next turn with the decoction. And, you know, that didn't work out. Because then we get more value from Melusine, right? There is the Decree into the Veteran. Yeah, this is a GG. Even if his last card isn't a Right. He's just going to use our Rain now to trigger his stuff. That's going to heal this turn. So we can't even use the Decoction to kill it, because it has full health. Let's just click this row. It doesn't matter what we do at this point. But... we'll see what his last card is. This will be the last game here too, so hopefully you guys... And yeah, there's the revive, so we do lose this one. But yeah, so GG. He got his Melusine and we didn't, is what this one comes down to. But this is a very difficult matchup in general. So this will just be a GG here, and then we'll go and talk about the deck a little bit before we end the video. So this is the Dagger version of the deck. Dagger, one of the cards you can take out along with Offering. I just think it's really fun to use them. They punish the wide decks very, very hard, but they don't always pay off, as you can see in some of those games. So first option you have for this deck is to cut Dagger and Offering to the sea, and then you want to fit in here, if possible, the Freya's Blessings. They're very good in reviving the messengers, and Losing Cultist is also actually a good card to bring back. So I would put those in. And you have 7 provisions that you can use somewhere else. And probably what you do is either bump the Hermits or Little Halfers, or you cut a Skald for a higher provision card. What I think I would do here in the situations, I think I cut the Little Halfers. We get enough rain that we don't need their order for the rain generation. And then you can put in a tech card here. Like you could even fit in Fulmar if you wanted to. But you got to be careful with stuff like that where they just seize it if it's a 6. So that is something to keep in mind. You can do something like that. And yeah, that's basically what I have to say about that one. Is you can put in a Fulmar. You can also, if you go down here, you can put in like a 7 and an 8. So if you want to go with your own Nut the Callous, you can. If you want to run Dire Bear because you're cool, you can run a Dire Bear. But I would recommend is going Covenant of Steel and Grimace, though. This is what I would recommend. If you're going to do the non-dagger version, this way you have the Covenant of Steel for a little bit of defender protection. Maybe you keep your Melusine alive this way. Maybe keep your Garnieth alive this way. And you have the Grimace for a Purify in case they have a defender for something you really want to deal with. And Grimace is also really handy because you can remove the Doomed off of Messenger of the Sea when you Freya's Blessing it. This is particularly the case if you're going to go with Bride on the Freya's Blessings later on in the game. So you can have multiple revives on these messengers from the sea. Maybe you play 2 round 1, you revive them round 2, then you purify with Grimace, you bring them back round 3. So I think this is the best version if you don't want to go with Dagger. Something like this would be pretty cool. And you can always also, instead of Covenant of the Steel, maybe you run 1 of the Freya's Blessings instead of 2, and then you go with a standard tech option where you just throw in a Heat Wave, and then in that 4 provisions you throw in a Peller. That's not a bad choice either. Something like this isn't bad. And you could also do a Squirrel too if you want, but I think if you have Heat Wave you probably don't need Squirrel, but that's up to you. So that's an option. One other option that if we were talking about these slots here is you can actually go with the Mushy Truffle. This Mushy Truffle will give you bonded units. And I had Mushy Truffle right here for a second. And then you can keep in your, what are they called? These guys. The Little Halfers, wherever they are. You keep the Little Halfers in, and then you like cut one of the Scalds. Because you probably only need 1 Scald. I just like having 2. It feels a little more consistent. Something like this is pretty good too. So this is the 10 provision slots, really flexible here. This one, if you don't want Dagger, you can do stuff like this. And then further down in the deck, we'll talk about Melusine, Coral. The whole discard package you really, really want. So if we take a look here, we're just going to cut a couple cards for a second to make a point. And that point is going to be that you really kind of need most of these cards. You need Garnieth, you need Fuchsia, you need Melusine, you need Coral. If you're playing 3 on Melusine, you really want Right, especially if you're playing Dagger or cards like that you want to summon back. Summoning back Coral's not bad either. Then you want Burna, you want Morkvar, you want the Skirmishers, and then you want Bride, because Bride's really strong, and you can use it to replay a variety of cards. You want the Decoction, you want the 6 damage. Oh, you don't need Grimace. Cut him out for a second. And then you want the Melusine Cultist. Melusine Cultist is actually really strong in this deck. The Rain is very valuable. If you get the Rain off, he's worth 8 plus whatever boost he gives out, which is very high value. I don't think you can ignore that value. I think it's worth running him for sure. And you want the Messengers. And then Gutting Slash. You can remove Gutting Slash if you don't want to go Control, but at this point you only have Decoction, so I think Gutting Slash is really strong, and it's very handy too because the Rain usually lets you trigger that Bloodthirst pretty quickly, so I'd keep that in here. And then Hermit's just here for a 4 provision Druid, because if you look at the Druids, I'll cut them for a second here. If you look at the Druids that are 4 provisions, we're not running Hame Herbalist. Nope, not going to happen. We're not running Crowclan Druid, so that leaves us with Crowclan Preacher. We don't have very Alchemies, and Hermit. So Hermit is the one we run. You can also go with the higher provision ones. So if you want to run the Solid Priest, not a bad idea. We don't have the Armored Dracarys, but he still gives you a good engine value. And then you have the Half-Roost Singer. Still one of my favorite cards in the game. It just doesn't fit super well right now, unfortunately. Oh, and the Herbalist, we should throw a shout out to. She can heal all that damage you're doing. If you're running Priests, I would throw in the Herbalists, or the, not Herbalist, the Flametica. I'd throw her in here for like that 16 provisions. It's not bad, and she can heal all the damage Glusty's doing. You can actually get a surprising amount of value from that. And if you're like the half-root singers like I do, you could run that as well. So just like throw these in here and pretend they're good. I mean, not pretend they're good. They are good, but they don't fit super well against the current meta. So yeah, that's some things to mention here. In the second Skald, where are you? But these are basically the cards I would say you need in the deck. And then the rest of it's pretty flexible because you can have space to fit in here what you want. These last 4 cards and 25 provisions, I think you can do what you want with. I like the Dagger Offering because it's just a lot of fun. It makes good highlights. You don't have to do that. You can run like the Heatwave Control if you want and stuff like that. But I think overall, the deck's good. It just doesn't do super well in the current meta. So that's what I think about the deck. It is fun. It's still pretty decent. As you saw, we did manage to win, what was it, like 3-2 today? A little more mixed results because it's very poor against Assimilate and the self-wound decks, which are popular. So didn't quite expect it to do that well, but we did do pretty well. 3-2 is not bad. And it's definitely is a positive win rate for me. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Do like this deck, and we'll see you next time.